new campaign's getting underway this morning to try and warn people about the dangers of asbestos exposure, more specifically people who work in the building trade. Joining us this morning, Elaine Haskins. Elaine, your husband actually died after asbestos exposure.
Yes.
And also Steve Coldrick from the Health and Safety Executive. Thank you both for coming in this morning. Elaine, if I can start with you, talk us through what happened to your husband.
Well, he just started in December. He just started off with what appears to be a cold, then a cough, a particular cough, and it just went on and on. Went to the GP, sent him for an X-ray, and just showed that his lungs were just full of fluid. And it started from there.
And what had he done for a living?
He'd been a plasterer and like I say, done roofing as well, which is corrugated sheeting, which is asbestos sheeting.
So obviously that's a job that put him at greater risk of asbestos exposure.
Yes.
But was it something that he was aware of? Was he
No.
careful about it?
He had no idea. No idea.
And no idea up until a lot later in life when suddenly the symptoms came?
He was actually working with a deadly substance.
Must be heartbreaking. It must have been heartbreaking to watch it because it's a horrible illness, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's, you know, to watch somebody very, very strong, very healthy, actually, you know, get to the stage where they can't even wash themselves because they're so breathless. So breathless.
I'm really sorry for your loss. Is this something that's a big problem? People working in the building industry with no idea about the dangers?
It is. I mean, to give you a sense of scale, there's more people die from mesothelioma now than are killed on the roads. And whilst a lot of the activities which cause the problem experienced now, because it takes a long time for the disease to come through, have stopped, there's still about 500,000 buildings in the country with asbestos, which if kept in where they are is fine, but if people disturb it, they get exposed to the fibres which they inhale and then cause the problem. And 20 tradesmen die every week now because of exposure to asbestos. 9 electricians die every week. 3 plumbers die every week. In the Manchester area, in 4 years, 2000 to 2004, over 300 people died from mesothelioma. That's the scale of the problem.
Are we a particularly bad area for it?
I think there's the problem from the manufacturing of this asbestos, but I think what we want to home in on is now is that people are still at risk, and the people who are most at risk are people who are working on refurbishing buildings or working buildings which are from year 2000 or earlier.
So it's older buildings?
It's older buildings.
The new ones don't have asbestos
That's
in
right,
them.
because the use of asbestos has been banned, but there's a lot still around. The difficulty we've got is a lot of the tradesmen don't realise there's a problem. We did a survey amongst them, and their attitude and understanding is very poor. And the whole purpose of this campaign is to try and make sure that the tragedy that Elaine and her husband have suffered is not repeated in 20 to 30 years' time. So what we want people to do is to understand how to recognise asbestos and what to do. We've got a website and a telephone number that people can contact.
What is the website?
The website is www.hse.gov.uk.
hse.gov.uk.
That's right.
What would your message be to you? Because presumably there's a new generation of people coming through into the building trade who don't know a great deal about it, have maybe heard about asbestos, but don't think that they're going to be at risk. What would you say to them?
I'd like to see a television advert on television, but again, that's due to cost, isn't it, apparently? Because not many people would go to a website where if you're watching television, an advert would come on that would warn you of asbestos, because, and also there's actually 20 tradesmen die a year, every week, from this as well. One person every 5 hours dies from mesothelioma as well. I mean, if this was
and that's why you're speaking out?
Yes, because, you know, and it's also like you were saying about people doing demolition work and what have you, and getting the message out also to people who actually dump, and I mean dump, asbestos anywhere. And it has been found, you know, in local areas. It's been dumped on any site where children can play, or it's obviously in there blown around.
OK, Elaine, thank you very much for coming in this morning and talking to us about what happened to your husband.
Okay.
Also, Steve Coldrick from the HSE, thanks for your time.
Thank you.